Today's tropical weather update is brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited. Live in a better state of mind.
Thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Leonard Josiah. It's the second day of October 2025 and already we are over the peak month of September. Take a look at this hurricane graphic right now. It's hurricane climatology and you're looking from May, June, July, August, September down to November, and you realize that the peak would took place the month of September. Where we are today, we're at the second day in the month of October. We're well over the peak, so we're really down on the other side of the curve. We're heading down to the 30th day of November when we close out the Atlantic hurricane season, but so far so good. No impacts for us here in the Eastern Caribbean islands, but nonetheless we are going to be saying to you that the month of October could still bring some tropical cyclones. You're going to be wanting to pay close attention to what I'm going to be showing you. So the next slide does show you where the activity is mostly concentrated in the month of October. You're not seeing necessarily the main development area all the way out to Africa. As a matter of fact, we're going to be saying goodbye to the continent of Africa and the Cape Verde season. However, yeah, some brewing tropical cyclone activity is still there, but normally in the month of October, we focus on the western parts of the region, taking a look from the Western Caribbean Sea and also the Gulf Stream area just to the east of the American continent, even the Gulf of Mexico. We are seeing yet a spot in the Caribbean islands, but the main development area begin to slowly wind down, and that's certainly great news. Now let's take a look at what the National Hurricane Center is suggesting. Now last night this popped up on the National Hurricane Center's homepage. First, we can see where Imelda is. It impacted Bermuda last night with hurricane conditions. It's now racing out towards the east to northeast. It will be weakening and get absorbed in what we call extratropical cyclone activity, and it's just being transitioned in what we call a frontal system. So it's not going to necessarily be of a major impact to us here in the area or anybody for that matter, the Northern Atlantic Ocean, just Imelda right here. Now you're seeing another spot right here. The reason why I want to highlight that is because you're seeing an X right here. Means that for right now, there is an area of disturbed weather located right there, possibly could develop going over the Florida Panhandle into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. But by and large, that's not an area for us to worry about. This is the area that we are paying close attention to. We are in the Leeward Islands, islands further towards the south, including the Windward Islands, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago. We are taking you all the way out to the coast of Africa, the Cape Verde Islands right here. This is the main development area. Now, this hatch spot says that the National Hurricane Center is highlighting an area of possible tropical cyclone activity in the next 7 days. Not necessarily, we're not looking at it for the next 48 hours. This is over the next week. However, residents of the Twin Island state, Antigua and Barbuda, and the Lesser Antilles would really want to pay closer attention to this. Now, you're not seeing any X right here. It means then that there is nothing right there. This is a forecast of the potential tropical cyclone activity that is likely to take place going on into next week. So for us here in Antigua and Barbuda and the Lesser Antilles, there's not much to say at this stage because there's nothing there. However, the models are suggesting that there will be a tropical wave that will be moving off the coast of Africa, and if we go to the wider Atlantic Ocean right now, you're seeing that the satellite imagery is saying to us that, again, there's nothing right here. That the National Hurricane Center is saying that a tropical wave is forecast to come off the coast of Africa, and in the next couple of days, the environmental conditions someplace in this region will become a little bit more favorable, where the shear will relax and the warm sea surface temperatures will add to its development. We're going to be keeping an eye on it for right now. But again, Nothing is right there. However, we want you to make sure that you pay close attention to it. It will become clearer in time as we go out in time during the next couple of days over the weekend when the tropical wave moves off the coast of Africa, and we can see how it is being impacted by the environmental conditions. Then is when we can say something more definitive. But for right now, please keep your anxieties in check. We are going to be keeping an eye on it, and we're going to be keeping you informed with the necessary changes. We're seeing a weak tropical wave right here. The intertropical convergence zone has gotten a little bit more active. This is a tropical wave right here, and you can see some clouds associated with the leading end of that tropical wave. We're in the Leeward Islands and islands further towards the south. We're not seeing any major cloud formation, even to the western parts of the region. Yeah, you're seeing some clouds just right here, indicative of the Panamanian low, just dragging itself towards the west. But the Caribbean Sea all the way west, looking quite nicely. You're in Jamaica, rest your hearts at ease, everything is good. Cuba, yeah, you got a drenching from what Imelda and Tropical Depression number 9 did to you. Even in the Gulf of Mexico, things are rather quiet for this time. So if you're going to be taking a look at what the hurricane names are likely to do to you, this is what we can say to you. We have said goodbye to Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Erin, Fernand, Gabriel, Umberto, and Imelda. The next couple of names will be Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Mesilla, Nestor. We're not hoping that any of these names will come across us, but at least we are keeping you focused as what the names are likely to be. Closer to home, our satellite imagery shows us this, and we're seeing already where we are in the Leeward Islands, the British Virgin Islands, islands further towards the south, including Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. This tropical wave is just to the east of the islands. We are forecasting that some of the moisture can come across us during the next 24 hours. Already you're seeing an upper level low right here. But take a look at the fanning nature of the upper level clouds. This means that this territory right here, upper level shear, is rather great. So in terms of tropical cyclone formation, we are not forecasting that at all. As a matter of fact, what we can say on the outside is that the main synoptic drivers of the weather conditions are rather weak right now. If you're on the outside, you would realize that the winds have really gone. The winds have got much lighter, not only at the surface, but the winds are also very light in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which means to say that is certainly a recipe for what we call convective daytime episodes, and we can see some of that across the islands. We're not seeing any of that right now. However, as we go on into the afternoon, particularly some of the islands which include Antigua and Barbuda, on the western half of our coastlines, you could see some clouds billowing up. If you're in, let's say, St. Kitts and Nevis, even lesser so in the British Virgin Islands, but nonetheless, the atmosphere is now trending to what we call the convective daytime episodes, where you can get some drenching rainfall and some thunderstorm activity. That is certainly in the making. We're going to be seeing exactly what that pans out for us here in Antigua and Barbuda and the rest of the Leeward Islands and the British Virgin Islands. Islands further towards the south, you're going to be in some similar weather conditions where you can have some daytime convective activity taking place, but by and large, no major storm, no tropical cyclones. There is nothing for you to worry about in the context of whether or not there are severe hazards at this stage. We're not forecasting that there are no tropical cyclone watches or warnings for us to worry about. But again, I want to make sure that you keep your eyes on the east for next week as we monitor what we call a potential tropical cyclone in the making. Remember, if you're on the outside, the next slide says to you that your eyes are our eyes. We want to engage with you. Thank you so much for sending the pics and the videos to abmsiwatch@gmail.com. We have received them, and we are posting some of them on our Facebook channel. Hopefully in the near future we can show some of these on our YouTube channel. And by the way, we are saying to you also that there is something on the horizon for you. That is the WhatsApp iWatch. Definitely, that's certainly coming. The next slide says to you what our contact information says. We are your friends, the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Services. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on X. Remember our hotline and our website information. We're saying that is antiguamet.com. And remember, that last line says continue to monitor with us and stay ready. The weather will always change, but you can keep weathering your weather in spite of the weather, whether you like it or not. I'm Leonard Josiah, wishing you a safe and a productive Thursday.
Today's tropical weather update has been brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited. Live in a better state of mind.